Hello and welcome to Modalities Movement Therapy. In this short video, we're going to look at the importance of breathing and using our diaphragm, our main muscle of respiration. So with the use of a soft reflex ball, and you will need a soft reflex ball, we're going to release the tension in the upper respiratory muscles. Because if we find ourselves in a stress breathing pattern, then we're using these secondary respiratory muscles in the neck and the shoulders. And we want to target the diaphragm, the main muscle of respiration, to bring us out of that flight and fight into our rest and digest. So we target the autonomic nervous system. We look at the sympathetic nervous system versus the parasympathetic nervous system. So we take ourselves out of that stress breathing pattern into our rest and digest breathing pattern where we stimulate the organs that are attached to the diaphragm. So there's definitely a place for stress and that flight and fight response, but we want to take ourselves out of that as quickly as we can so we can use our main muscle of respiration, stimulating everything that is attached to the diaphragm. So with the use of the soft reflex ball, we're going to come down onto the mat. So just stand at the back of your mat, relax your shoulders, open up across your chest. If you're in this rounded position, you're more likely to use these muscles because you haven't got enough space to move that diaphragm. So here, if we open up, we want to release these muscles. We want to bounce our shoulder blades together at the back. So we dynamically moving these pectoral muscles in the front of the chest and releasing tension. So squeezing the shoulder blades together, really opening up, bouncing there. Maybe just roll the shoulders a few times. And then breathe yourself in through the nose. As you exhale through the nose, tuck your chin to your chest, round your spine, and roll down through the spine. Walk down onto your hands and knees. We're now going to come into a seated position on the mat, and you're going to position the ball at the base of the skull. So we're looking at the neck. We're looking down into the shoulders. Remember, everything's connected. So we want to release tension around the neck, and we're going to move down into the shoulders. Then we're going to work along the colon, so around the diaphragm. Ball is going to come into the inside of your hip bone. Then we're going to move it onto the inside of the rib cage. Then we're moving it across to the left side of the rib cage, underneath the rib cage, and then to the inside of the left hip. So we're following that ascending, transverse, and descending colon. This is where your main muscle of respiration, your diaphragm, sits. So if we want to use the diaphragm and activate the diaphragm, let's release that diaphragm first. We want to focus on breathing through the nose because we get a much deeper diaphragmatic breath. And we don't want to breathe shallow breaths through the mouth. So the nose is important. Remember, the mouth is for eating and speaking. Your nose is for smelling and breathing. So you want to do a work nice and slowly, breathing in and out through the nose. Remember, if there's tension around these areas, it's often difficult not to use these secondary respiratory muscles. That's why we're going to release them first, and then we're going to move on to activating the diaphragm using the ball, and then we're going to get into that breathing. So let's come back onto the mat. You're lying in that supine position. Make sure your hands are linked together and the ball is resting on the hands. That's where we want the ball to stay, right at the top of the spine. If you're not going to use your hands, the ball is going to move down the neck. Now you're going to roll the ball from the spine towards your one ear. Let's work on one side first. releasing tension. This line of the body we're working on now is all part of your deep core line. So the diaphragm is part of your deep core line. And remember those connections, those fascial connections, all the way from the head to the toes. You want the ball to roll from the spine to the ear. So the head is nodding from side to side, and the ball is rolling from center to side. Let's move the ball over to the other side. So from the spine to the other ear, make sure that ball is on the occiput ridge, that bony process at the base of the skull, where we often carry a lot of tension. Now we're going to release the head in one hand. So support the head, take the ball in the other hand, and you're going to lift the shoulder up, and you're going to position the ball. You might need to play around with the position of the ball a little bit. We want to work those secondary respiratory muscles, the upper trapezius, the levator scapula. These are muscles that lift and lower the shoulder. We're going to breathe in through the nose, extend the elbow up to the diagonal. As you exhale, bring the elbow down. Remember, you're focusing on nose breathing. Elbow to the diagonal and exhale. Elbow to the waist. Here we go for 3. Breathing in and exhale. Feel that expansion around the rib cage as you breathe in and exhale. Finish off with 2 more. Breathing in and exhale. Your last one. And exhale. Bring your elbow back to the diagonal, and we're going to wiggle the ball, just a small range of movement from the center to up towards the shoulder. Just a small little range of motion. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's release the ball. Take the ball in the other hand, and you're going to rock onto one shoulder, the same side of the head, hand supporting the head. You're going to rock over to that side and tuck the ball under the shoulder. Play around with the position again, not too low, right where the neck meets the shoulder, between the spine and the shoulder blade. Let's breathe in through the nose, extend the elbow, exhale, elbow down. Breathe in and exhale. Here we go for 3. Breathing in and exhale. And 4. If you're not feeling much, move the ball around, but you probably will find one side has more tension than the other side. That might be your dominant side. Breathing in and exhale. Finish off with 2 more and exhale. And 1 more. Breathing in and exhale. Bring the elbow back to the diagonal. Lift your back off the mat and just push into the ball and wiggle from side to side, just releasing that tension. Keep going. 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Let's rock off that shoulder and release the ball. Now I'm going to give you 2 options. We spoke about that ascending, transverse, and descending colon. If it's very sensitive for you to lie on the ball, then you're going to lie on your back, and you're going to take the ball in one hand, and you're going to move the ball in little circular motions up the ascending colon from the inside of your right hip bone. So we're going to start on the right where the ascending colon starts. Roll the ball up in little circular motions to the inside of your right rib cage, and you work across the transcending colon from one side of the body to the other, from the right to the left rib cage, and then down the descending colon to the inside of the left hip bone. So this is where you are. If you are feeling very sensitive and taking any strain, take yourself out of your comfort zone, work through a little bit of discomfort. So if you can try this next movement, do so. Otherwise, that is your option. And again, we're going to start on the right side. So you're going to work with the ball under the right side, inside your right hip bone. We call this the iliac dungeon. So you're going to position the ball, bring your hands under your forehead, and we're going to breathe into the ball. So you're breathing in, nice and slow, steady breath. Breathing in, and then exhale through the nose. So we've got 3 options with this release. If you want to continue breathing in and breathing out, this is our second option. Our third option, if you want to take it a little bit deeper into that release, is to position your hand underneath the ball. So you're going to push the ball a little bit deeper into that colon, into the diaphragm. This will also target that psoas muscle, which sits deep within the core. Breathe into the ball and exhale. Try focus on a nice long exhalation. So when you feel the exhalation, you can get a little bit deeper into that release. Now we can add a little challenge, breathing in, lifting that leg up, getting even deeper into that release. And as you exhale, lower the leg. So you've got 3, maybe 4 options with that little challenge. Let's move into those positions. Breathing in and exhaling. If you are lying on your back, you will just continue working from the right, up and around to the left side, and then move back to the right side. So work nice and slowly, using your breath and exhaling. Let's do another 2. Breathing in and exhaling. Take your time with your breath. Breathe in for 1 more and exhale. Now you're going to reposition the ball on the inside of your right rib cage. Relax your forehead on your hands. If this position is more sensitive than the first position, take a little less weight into the ball. So make a fist with your hands, rest your forehead on your hands, and breathe into the ball. And exhale. Let's do another 3. Breathing in and exhale. Breathing in and exhale. You're breathing into that ball. For the last one, breathing in and exhale. Let's move the ball over to the inside of your left rib cage. You might find you can put a little bit more weight into the ball. Let's continue breathing in and exhaling. If your diaphragm is tight, you might feel some pulling around the rib cage in the back. Try and work nice and slowly into the breathing to release that diaphragm. Continue for another 2 and exhale. For the last 1, breathing in and exhale. Our next position is inside the left hip bone. So again, if you want to position the hand underneath the ball, do that. Bring it inside your iliac dungeon. If you find you deep enough without the hand, bring both hands under the forehead. And here we've got the option of lifting the leg and exhaling. Keep going for another 3 in your own time with your breath. Another 2, breathing in and exhaling. Last 1 and exhaling. Let us release that reflex ball. Rock around onto your back. Lie in that supine position. Make sure your head is nice and relaxed, your ponytail's not getting in the way, and you're able to move that chin up and down. So here we're going to work on the diaphragm, the breathing, focusing on the breathing. So take your hands and bring your hands onto your rib cage. Now your tension is released in your shoulders. You should be able to focus on that diaphragm. Breathing in through the nose. Feel the rib cage expanding. As you exhale, you're coming into that concentric contraction. Keep exhaling. Feel the activation of those muscles attached to the diaphragm. You're feeling that contraction. Let's keep going. Let's breathe in again when you're ready. Feeling that expansion around the rib cage, that horizontal movement as you exhale. Feel the rib cage contracting, shortening the muscles between the ribs. Breathe in again. As you exhale, feeling that contraction. Keep exhaling. And last one, breathing in through the nose. And exhaling through the nose. Have a nice big stretch. Yawn. Pandiculate, bring the knees to the chest, rock from side to side. Hug the mat with the shoulder blades, so pinch the mat between the shoulder blades, open up, soles of the feet together. Let's rock a little bit from side to side. Lengthen out again. Nice big stretch. And rock up and release. So that's just a little short video of how you can activate that main muscle of respiration and place some more focus on your breathing. Nice, slow, diaphragmatic breath in and out through the nose. Well done, and thank you for joining me.